Hello, my name is Tom, and in this video I will solve SquareCells puzzle number 9. We have no group clues, so we have to work our way through the column clues and the row clues like this. We have 6 squares to mark in this column. We need 2 gaps also, so all in all we need a minimum amount of 8 squares to comply with these clues here, and we have exactly 8 squares in this column. So I can mark the positions of these clues like this already and delete the gaps in between. I can't use this clue, and this clue, and this clue, and this clue. I can use this clue, however, because here I have 5 squares to mark with 3 gaps in between, so that totals also to 8 squares. That's exactly what I have here. So 1 square, 2 squares, 1 square, and 1 square with gaps in between, like this. So now let's look at the clues in the rows here. We have again 6 squares to mark with 2 gaps, totals to 8 squares that I need. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 like this. I can delete the gaps. In this row I need 2 connected squares at the end, so that means I can delete this square already. In this row I have 2 connected squares in the beginning, so I have to mark this one here too, and I can delete this one. And also this square in the end can only be a separate square, so I can delete the squares touching it in this row. Here in this row I have 1 separate square in the beginning, so I can delete this one. And I have 3 connected squares in the end, so these 3 connected squares can either be positioned like this or like this, because this square was marked already. So these are definite positions of these 3 connected squares. In this row I have 1 connected square in the one separate square in the beginning, so let's delete this one here. In this row I have 1 separate square in the end, so let's delete these 2 squares. In this row I have 1 separate square in the beginning, so I can delete this one. And I think I can already complete this row, because yes, I have 1 more separate square here, 2 more connected squares here, and 1 more separate square here. These are the only positions possible for these 3 clues, so I can delete this gap and complete this row. Here in this row I have 1 separate square in the beginning, so let me delete this one, and a separate square in the end, so this one has to be a separate one. I can delete these 2 squares. So let's look at the column clues again. We have 3 separate squares in this column. 2 are marked here already. I can delete this one, so the 3rd one has to be here. In this row we need only separate squares, so I can already delete these 2 squares here. And it also means that for the remaining 2 squares, one has to be positioned here or here. The first one has to be positioned in there. Now in this column I need 4 separate squares, so this one has to be a separate one. Can I look at the remaining? Yes, I have again 3 separate squares to mark left. This one, these 4 connected squares can only hold 2, either like this, or like this, or like this. That means for this final separate square I need this square here. Okay. Now in this column I need 2 times 2 connected squares. 1 square is marked here at the top already, so the 2 connected squares have to be positioned like this. And the other 2 connected squares can only be positioned like this or like this, so I can delete these 2 squares. Now in this column I have 2 more separate squares to put in. 1 is marked already, that's the bottom one. This must be a separate square, and this must be the first separate square of the column. So in this column I need 2 more connected squares. They can only be positioned like this. So let's look at the rows again. Here I need another separate square like this. Here I need 1 separate square either here or here, and 1 separate square in this row either here or here. This row is completed by now with 1 square here and 1 square there, so I can delete those 2 squares. And in this row I need 2 connected squares. They can only be positioned like this. So looking at the rows again, I can't see anything from this clue, because the 1 separate square that I need could be here or here. So let's look at this column. We need 2 more separate squares. 1 isn't finalized yet, I can do it like this. And this one also has to be marked. So this one is a separate square also in this row. I can delete this square and finalize the puzzle by marking this square for this clue. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you again in my next video when I will solve puzzle number 10. Bye.